This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy is someone that my New York Ranger homies are basically pissed off about. They hate this guy with a burning passion. But, the guy turns 50 today. He played 22 years in the NHL. Stupidly, he decided to play with the St. Louis Blues. He could have been the greatest one-team goalie in NHL history, but he didn't. But anyway, he is a team executive for the Devils. Well, the Blues, I mean. No, Devils, yeah, Devils. He's won 3 cups, 5 conference championships, and 17 trips to the postseason, and winning 2 Olympic gold medals for Canada in 2002 and 2010. Elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2018, his first year of eligibility, he is Martin Brodeur. He holds many NHL records and all that. So anyway, he has a great legacy and all that. So I should tell you that he is the NHL's all-time regular season leader in wins, losses, shutouts, and games played. Well, wins 691 with 125 shutouts and 1,266 games played. That's amazing. 1,200. The average goalie plays like 60. So you would have to play 20 years in the NHL to get to 1,200. My goodness. So anyway, he's the only goalie in the NHL history with 841 seasons. Of course, I'm pissed off because he's better than my idol, Patrick Waugh. Anyway, Martin Brodeur was born in Montreal as one of 5 children of Dennis and Muriel Brodeur. Denny Brodeur actually played in the 1956 Olympics for Team Canada, back when Canada decided to have the best amateur team around, like by city. And, yes, the 1956 title went to Kitchener! Anyway, so he took the bronze. Denny was a longtime photographer of the Montreal Canadiens. And Martin idolized Patrick Waugh because, Martin got to tag along. Brodeur wanted to be a forward. But his coach said something about a tournament and he decided to play in goal. Anyway, Brodeur decided to continue playing. All that. He played in the Quebec Junior League for the St. Hyacinthe Laser. The team from St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, that was in the Quebec League from 1989-96. So anyway, he made the All-Rookie team in 1990 and the second All-Star team in 1992. The Devils liked what they saw and decided to draft him in the first round, 20th overall in 1990. The famous draft in which Calgary and New Jersey switched draft positions and both chose goalies. Calgary wanted Trevor Kidd badly, so they traded with New Jersey to get him. And the Devils got Martin Brodeur. They settled on Brodeur. Anyway, Brodeur played time in Quebec. Unfortunately, he had to join the Devils when Chris Drury and Craig Billington both were injured. Brodeur won his NHL debut against the Bruins. He even played 1 game in the playoffs. He would be in the AHL for the 93 season, but in 94 he came to the NHL permanently and gained recognition winning the Calder for best rookie in the NHL. Well, the Devils were the second best team in hockey, but the number 1 team, the New York Rangers. Brodeur had one of the greatest goalie duels of all time in 94 with Dominic Hasek. The 7-game first-round series was amazing, especially with Hasek winning in quadruple overtime on a Dave Hannon goal in Game 6, which I have mentioned before. Anyway, the Devils played the Rangers tough, and the Rangers won in Game 7 on a double overtime goal by Stefan Matteau off of Vladislav Fetisov. He did pretty good for himself. He would land the starting job over Chris Drury for the Devils. And he helped the Devils in 95 to the playoffs because of the lockout. They only played 48 games. The Devils were 5th in their conference, but they took care of Boston in 3 of 4, 3 shutouts for Martin Brodeur against the Bruins, which was amazing. The Devils took care of the Penguins and the Flyers and then got to the finals against the Detroit Red Wings, who were heavily favored, the best team in the NHL. But thanks to Brodeur's strong play and the Devils using the trap method of defense, the Devils swept the Red Wings, giving up only 7 goals in 4 games. That's akin to Terry Sarchuk's performance in the Stanley Cup Finals in 1952. Anyway, it was amazing. The Devils missed the playoffs on the final day of the 96 season thanks to Ottawa forward Tom Szorsky. Brodeur did okay and all that. He was the star goalie for Canada at the 96 World Cup of Hockey when they lost to the Americans. In 97, he ended up being runner-up for the Vezina thanks to Dominik Hasek's run of winning both the Vezina and Hart Trophy twice. Brodeur actually shot the puck down the ice against Montreal in Game 5 of the first-round series and scored to make it 5-2. The Devils would take care of that, but they lost to the Rangers in the second round. The Devils faltered in 98-99, both losing in first-round upsets to the Sens and the Penguins, respectively. Brodeur was actually credited with his second career goal in 2000, as he was the last Devils player to touch the puck before David Lenko of the Flyers put the puck in his own empty net during a delayed penalty call. Brodeur was good in 2000, leading the Devils to the Stanley Cup Finals, taking care of Dallas, the defending champs at the time. In 2001, he wanted to win another trophy. It looked like he did, but the Avalanche pulled out wins in Game 6 and 7 to win the cup for Ray Bourque. Brodeur was amazing and all that. Brodeur was hot. He did well. He got 7 playoff shutouts in the 2003 season, including 3 of the Ducks in the finals to break down Hasek's record of 6 back in 2002. But shockingly, the Conn Smythe Trophy went to Sebastian Jaguar, became the first player since Ron Hextall to win the Conn Smythe, not the cup. There were rumors that Brodeur couldn't win because there was a split vote among sports writers because there were multiple candidates. Well, fuck, the guy had 3 shutouts in the final. Should have given it to him. Well, anyway, Martin Brodeur became the subject of a new NHL rule change. So after the lockout, before the 2006 season, the league had a new rule preventing goalies from playing the puck behind the goal line, except with a trapezoid zone. The trapezoid was decent and all that. And Bobby Clark was one who wanted the trapezoid implemented. The only problem was that, it was sour grapes. I mean, this was viewed by many as singling out Brodeur, who was one of the best at getting behind the net to handle the puck. It was known as the Brodeur rule and all that. Despite all that, he helped the Devils out quite well. In 2007, he set the record for most wins in a regular season. The record was 47 by Purdy Perron in 1974. But on April 5, 2007, he got number 48 against the Flyers, which helped the Devils win the Atlantic Division Final. Unfortunately, the Devils decided to rest Brodeur in the final game of the season, in which the Islanders beat the Devils and got to the playoffs, thus screwing over the Leafs. Regardless, he did okay and all that. Brodeur was famous in the 2008 playoffs after Sean Avery decided to distract him and all that to make sure he screwed up and all that. So the NHL announced the next day that they would change the rule that you can't do that, the antics. So the Sean Avery rule was in effect and all that. Martin Brodeur would suffer in 2008. He suffered the first injury of his career when he had a bruised elbow. He had to miss a lot of time, and he wasn't in November 2008. He wasn't back till February 2009. Brodeur broke a lot of records: most wins, most shutouts, most games played. He was just that much amazing. In 2012, He helped the Devils get to the Stanley Cup Finals, taking care of the New York Rangers. But the fact of the matter is, he was good at all that. Unfortunately, though, the LA Kings took him out in 6 games. So, anyway, Brodeur knew he had to do something. Anyway, there were rumors he was going to either test free agency or retire by 2012, but he signed a 2-year deal to stay in the Devils. So Brodeur would share the goalie position in 2013 with Corey Schneider. And Brodeur said he would test the free agency market. No one took him. The Devils didn't take him back. He didn't retire. He signed a tryout with the St. Louis Blues. And shockingly signed a deal with the Blues. Anyway, Brodeur decided on January 27, 2015 to retire because Ryan Elliott was back in the lineup and Jake Allen was the backup. Brodeur decided to leave. He was 3-3 with 7 appearances. His final NHL win was iconic. It was a shutout against the Avalanche. So Brodeur was hired by the Blues as a special assistant to Doug Armstrong, the GM. So Brodeur was an assistant GM of the Blues. At the same time, the Devils decided to honor him by retiring his number February 9, 2016, his number 30. Brodeur, then in 2018, was named Executive Vice President of Business Development and became an advisor on hockey operations after Ray Shero was fired. So Brodeur was huge. His biggest moment was the 2002 Olympics when he was the starting goalie after Cujo screwed up in the first game of the round robin against the Swedes. Brodeur took the bull by the horns and helped Canada win the gold medal. You look very good and all that. He helped them win the 2004 World Cup of Hockey. He was Team Canada starter in the 2006 Olympics, but Canada struggled. The problem with Canada in the 2006 Olympics was that the hockey was in 2 arenas. One arena Canada was flawless in, and one arena they couldn't score a goal to save their lives. So there was some kind of fishiness. He played for Canada in the 2010 Winter Games and actually beat Switzerland in a shootout, but lost to the Americans. After that, he was benched for Roberto Luongo. But they still won gold. Brodeur married Melanie Dubois in 1985, having 4 children with her: Anthony, William, Jeremy, and Annabelle. Unfortunately, Melanie would file for divorce during the 2003 playoffs because Brodeur was having an affair with the wife of Melanie's brother. And it was true. And weirdly enough, Brodeur would marry Genevieve in 2008 and having a child in 2009. So anyway, he had a few autobiographies and became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 2009, but he would still play for Canada. Anyway, the Devils picked Anthony Brodeur, his son, in the NHL draft. And Brodeur actually ended up being on the cover of NHL 14, the last great PS3 NHL game, and most likely the best ever for a while, because PS4 games have basically become cash grabs. So anyway, Brodeur was the first goalie to be on the cover of the NHL video game since Van Beesbrook in 1997, which is amazing. So in his NHL career, 691 wins, 125 shutouts. 125 shutouts, that's amazing. Average 10 shutouts a year, you have to do it for 12 years. And in 1,266 games, 113 wins, 91 losses, 24 shutouts, 2.02 goals against average in the playoffs, winning 2 cups, if I understand me right. So anyway, Brodeur has a gigantic legacy. No, he won 3 cups. What am I thinking? So anyway, he went to some All-Star games. He won the Calder for Best Rookie. He was the cover athlete for NHL 14, which was pretty good. I have that game for the PS3, and once I get my PS3 hooked up, I'll be playing the shit out of it. First and second team All Star several times. Cups in 95, 2000, 2003. Pheasant 03, 04, 07, 08. Surprisingly, he never won the Pheasant until 2003. He deserved at least a few more. Anyway, he was nominated for the Hart 3 times, but failed miserably. But you know what? Brodeur is still good. Kind of hate him because he's a devil. But, and he took records away from my idol, Patrick Boyle, but whatever. Anyway, I'm Jeff. I'm going to do